Listen to the lesson very carefully, okay, and each and every point very carefully. So we were learning the chapter number 3, whose name is more about programming languages. I can simply write programming languages. So this is our chapter name, and in the last lesson we talked about what is algorithm. So who will tell me what is algorithm? Raise your hands. Yes, Aisha, you will stand up and tell us what is algorithm. Very good. So she told us that algorithm is a set of instructions. Set of instructions that we need to follow in order to solve a particular problem. So students, it is not necessary that you have to algorithm is specific for in order to solve a problem. Okay? Algorithm is also used in ordinary life in order to do our ordinary tasks, simple tasks that we perform in ordinary routine. Okay? So algorithm is a set of instructions that we need to follow in order to solve a particular problem. Okay? In order to solve a specific problem, we need to follow a specific set of rules, specific set of instructions. Okay? So this is algorithm. Let me give you an example. Achha, if we want to shut down the computer, so we are going to simply write the steps of how to shut down our computer. Okay? First would be click on menu, click on the start button. Click on start button. Second, menu will appear on the screen. Okay? So, when you click on the start button, a menu will appear on the screen. A new command, a new window will appear. And on that menu, you need to see where is the shutdown button. Then you need to go on to the specific shutdown button and click on the shutdown button. So the computer will ask you if you actually want to shut down the computer, and you need to say yes. Then your computer will be switched off. Same goes if you want to start a computer, if you want to open a computer. What are the steps to start a computer? First, you need to switch on the button. That is plug in. Second, click on the CPU button. This is your second step, and your third step would be computer will start. If you have entered a password, then you need to enter a password. Enter a password. So the steps that I just wrote, these are the steps of these are the algorithms. The steps we need to follow in order to perform a specific problem. In order to perform a specific task, that is what we call algorithm. ठीक है. So as इसी तरह हमारे पास in order to make if you want to make a cake, ठीक है, the recipe for a cake it can also be an example of algorithm. ठीक है, that you need to take a bowl, then you need to put eggs on it, eggs inside the bowl. ठीक है, then you need to put the baking powder and cocoa powder, and you need to blend that powder. ठीक है, then you need to put it on the microwave. ठीक है, and then the cake will be baked. ठीक है, so these are the steps, the recipe for a cake, how to assemble the parts of the card, how to assemble a robot. ठीक है, how to solve a cube, ठीक है, and also there are so many other examples of algorithm. ठीक है, so you need to write one example and you need to think about what could be the best example, what should be the example of algorithm. You need to think about it. Okay. So students, now we are going to revise the lesson of flowchart. ठीक है, we also talked about flowchart. ठीक है, what is a flowchart? The graphical representation. Okay, let me ask you, who will tell me what is a flowchart? Raise your hands. Yes, Abdul Hadi will tell us what is a flowchart. ठीक है, so the graphical representation of algorithm the graphical representation of algorithm is called a flowchart. ठीक है, so now I am going to draw the shape of algorithms, flowchart shapes. ठीक है, one by one the symbols of flowchart. Now you need to raise your hand and you are going to tell me what is the name of the shape and what is the purpose of that specific shape. ठीक है, so this is the first shape. ठीक है, now who will tell me what is the name of the shape? Ahmed, stand up, tell us what is the name of this shape. Okay, that's good. We call this shape terminal. ठीक है, and what is the purpose? Very good. The purpose is when we start or end a flowchart. ठीक है, this shape is used to start or end a flowchart. ठीक है, very good. Sit down, Ahmed. Now Hadi will stand up and tell us the name of the second shape. Yes, very good, Hadi. So this is the second shape. ठीक है, and we can call it an arrow. ठीक है, and this arrow is used to flow of information. So when we have to transfer the information from one process to another process, we need to use this arrow. ठीक है, third, now who will tell me the name of this shape? Raise your hands. Okay, Hassan. Okay, students, we were on the parallelogram. ठीक है, so now raise your hand. Who will tell me what is the function of a parallelogram? Yes, this is the right answer. So this shape here is named as a parallelogram, and its purpose is to enter input and output data. ठीक है, next, this is the shape of the sphere. ठीक है, and it is used to process data. ठीक है, and the last one is the shape of the diamond, and it is used to in order to make a decision. ठीक है, this shape is used to decision making. ठीक है, this is the previous lesson that I gave you that I have taught you This is the previous lesson, yeah, that we have learned about in the last class. Okay. So now students, let's talk about the example of flow chart. Okay. You have a question here. This is the instruction that you will be given already. That find the product of the values a and b. Okay. So this is your question. Okay. First we will do the first step of making the terminal. Okay. You need to write start. Then the next step would be your input. What is the input? These two numbers here, these two values here that are given to you, these are your inputs. Okay? So your input is a equals to 2 and your second input is b equal to 6. Let's move forward. These are the inputs. Okay? Now we will process. So in order to process the data, you need to make this shape. And what is the name of the shape? Hania, tell us what is the name of the shape? Yes, this shape is rectangle and it is used to process data. So we will write sum equal to a product b. So in flowchart we use this symbol of star instead of in the place of the multiply. Okay, we need to replace this sign with this one. Okay, in the flowchart. Next step would be, what would be the next step? Equal to a into 6. A multiplied by 6. Okay, so now we can write what is the input of your product. Sorry, here you need to write product because we are now finding the product of these two values. So you need to write what is the product. Okay students, you don't have to write sum. If you are finding sum, then you need to write sum. If you are finding the product of the two values, then you need to write product. And if you are calculating the value of the average, then you need to. So we were talking about you need to start. Okay, you need to make a terminal and write start in it. Okay, then the second process is the input. Okay, these all are the inputs that are given to you in the question. Okay, this is your instruction. Then there is the process. In the process you will multiply a and b, the values of a and b. This is the product. This is the process. Get in order to find the product. Get in order to calculate the product. Then we will multiply 2 and 6. Okay, the product would be 12. And this is the end of your flowchart. Okay. This is the example of flowchart, and you also think about. You need to think and create many more examples of flowchart. You can also write the example of flowchart in the form of sum. Okay, if you want to find a sum, and if you want to find the average, how to find the average of flowchart. So this is the first example of flowchart. So students, now I am going to give you the second example of flowchart. Okay, computer does not work. This is the process that a computer is not working. Okay, this is also, you also use the process in order to write the input. Okay, so you are using the the process, and you are also giving the input. Okay, that a computer does not work. So in the second step, you need to make a question that is the computer plugged in. If the answer is no, need to plug in. If the answer is yes, then it means that this is not a problem here. Okay? Then you need to move forward to the third step. Okay? Is the plug on? Then now you need to check if there is no problem in the plugging of the computer, then there would be something wrong with the plug. Okay? So you need to check if the plug is burnt. Okay? If yes, then you need to replace the plug. Replace the plug. If no, then you can switch on the computer. So now let me revise again. A computer does not work. This is the process and this is the input that is given to you. You need to check is the computer plugged in. This is the decision making. This is the symbol of diamond and it is used to make a decision. Okay? Is the computer plugged in? You need to check. This is the question. Okay? If no, then you need to plug in the computer. If yes, then you will come to the third process. Is the plug burnt? Then another possibility why the computer is not working, that the plug may be burnt. Okay? If the answer is yes, then you need to replace the plug. If the answer is no, then you need to switch on the computer and the computer will start working.
Okay students, now let's move forward to our next topic. What are the types of programming languages? Okay, so programming languages has two types. First one is numeric data and the second one is string data. Okay, numeric data consists of numbers. Numeric data is used for calculations. Okay, numeric data consists of numbers. Okay, and it is used for calculations. It is used to compute our data. It is used to multiply and subtract and divide. String data, the next one is the string data. It consists of letters, numbers and special characters. String data is used to enter data such as names and addresses.
You want to write the questions, okay, and you need to answer those questions, okay. First would be name the types of programming language. So, who will tell me the name of the programming language? Yes, raise your name. Okay. Kanita, stand up. Yes. So, there are two types of programming languages. One is numeric data and the other is string data. Now, let's move forward to our second question. Okay? What is the second question? What is the difference between numeric and string data? So this is your question. Now we are going to draw a line in between. Okay? On one side we will write string data, and on the other side we will write numeric data. So, who will tell me what is the definition of numeric data? Here, Aisha, stand up, tell us what is numeric data. Yes, very good. Numeric data consists of numbers. It can be from 0 to 9. And the third would be, our third difference is, so students, let me repeat the second point once again. Here that numeric data, it contains numbers from 0 to 9. ठीक है? And the third step is numeric data is used for calculations. ठीक है? Numeric data is used for calculations. This is it. Okay? This is the 3 point. These are the 3 points of numeric data. Now we will move forward to the string data. Okay? Now who will tell me the definition of string data? Yes, Aisha Imam, stand up. Tell me the definition of string data. Yes, string data contains letters, numbers, and special characters. Okay. Then the second important function of string data is, who will tell me, raise your hand, the next purpose of string data? Yes, string data is used to enter address and names. Now who will give me the example of string data? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yes, Iman Fatma, stand up. Tell me the example of string data. Yes, you can write your own address, okay, in which there are special characters, okay, are written, in which letters and numbers are given. Okay, for example, the address is 26 kilometer. 26 kilometer. No, this is, let me write it again. Let it be more specific, okay? You can write 56 Usama Road. We can write our emails, okay? Our email includes the special characters, for example, Yahoo @and@.com or Gmail. So let me write the example of the string data. Okay, there is an example given in the book.